Hello, today I'd like to show you this lovely set that just come out in the second release of Sale-A-Bration. You can only get this item as a free Sale-A-Bration item. Well, it's a bundle. You get the stamp set and the paper, and that's the only way you can get it, as a bundle. You can't buy them separately. You can't earn them separately. So for a $100 purchase or a $100 order in the catalog or online, wherever, in the clearance, wherever you purchase it from Stampin' Up, if you order $100 worth of products, you can earn this free. So you get this gorgeous stamp set and paper. There's 3 sheets of each paper. So you get 3 of the mushroomy fall color looking one. Then you get the flowers in the reds and oranges, and then the blues and greens, and then you get the Christmassy looking one with the pine cones and the boughs. So this stamp set is a cling set. These are my masks, sorry. And this is the distinctive set. So it's the flowers are like the flat stamps, and so is the pine cone. So oh, and these 2 leaves too. This is the only ones that aren't. The little star circly thing and the leaf. I don't think it is. Oh yeah, it is too. Oh my goodness. Huh. Right. Anyways, distinctive set. And it's a cling set, so it sticks perfectly to your blocks. Well, let me show you the paper. You get 3 sheets of each, like I said. And the backs, it's double-sided, 12 by 12. You get 12 sheets in the pack. And the back is like, that looks like a Bermuda bay color. Poppy, maybe. I didn't really look at the colors. Wow. Maybe a pool party and a grapefruit grove, or a petal pink. Petal pink, that's a petal pink, right? So, but remember, you can't buy this alone. You can only buy it as a bundle. So what I decided to do was to try and duplicate or replicate my own designer series paper using the stamps. And 8.5 by 11 paper, because I don't have the 12 by 12. Well, actually I do, but I used this one. So let me just kind of show you. This one is similar to this one. This one's a lot darker and has a lot more color in it than mine. But I used the flower in the stamp set, which is a lot larger than this. And it's a pretty flower. So I used the lemon lime twist and pool party. And then I did the leaves the same as in the paper. You have lemon lime twist, and then you have pool party. And then you had the pink as well in the little dots. So even though mine's a lot lighter, it's got basically the same colors. So I did the little circle dots in the stamp set. This little star things. And then I used an eraser. Let's see, do I have one here? I don't know what I did with it now, but I just took an eraser on a pencil, dipped it in my stamp set, and did the little circles. That's what these little circles are. It's just a white tipped eraser, which obviously I can't see at the moment somewhere. And I believe that was petal pink I used in that stamp set. I didn't write it on that one. Right, so the second one, let's see. Let's go with this one. I did the bow. I've got it hidden underneath. And for this, I love how it does the pine cone. It's amazing. It just floors me every time I use it. I used lemon lime twist or granny apple green. Which did I use? I've got it written on the back. Okay. I used soft suede garden green, cherry cobbler, early espresso, and real red, and granny apple green. And how I did that was I used the early espresso, and I drew like the little I'll do one somewhere. Right here, I did like a little branch. And then I took my real red, oh, not that side, the other side, and I did like a circle around it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like maybe 12 little circles, just for like the berries on it. So you do like a little circle of berries around. And then for the pine needle, I just used the pen tip of, what color is that? Soft suede. And I did like, you know, the V type thing for the pine needles. I just like drew them in there. I went over the granny apple green with the marker in garden green. So I got a little bit of color in my leaf there too. So I could have did 2 different shades because they have all different shades in their paper, but I decided to just do it that way. Now this one is very bright. I didn't expect it to come out that bright, but I'd already started and I wasn't about to quit. Like, okay. So theirs was almost like reds and pinks, but I decided to, the colors in the actual paper that coordinate with these. Let me show you. The coordinating colors are Call Me Clover, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Grapefruit Grove, Lemon Lime Twist, Mango Melody, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, and Whisper White. So I just picked some of those colors and went with that. So I have, let me tell you the colors, upside down again, Pumpkin Pie, Call Me Clover, Poppy Parade, Mango Melody, Grapefruit Grove, and Soft Suede. So that was the colors I chose. Now the flower in the stamp set is a lot bigger than these ones, and we only have the one flower. They've got like 3, 4 different flowers in here. So I just used the larger flower, and I masked as I was going for the different colors. And then I used the Call Me Clover for the leaves. For the centers, I used the sponge dauber. Well, here's the brown one. And I sponged, and then I used the little star circle one in Early Espresso ink. Now, there are no sentiments in this set, so you're going to have to choose your sentiments from another stamp set that you own, which is fine with me because I love picking from different stamp sets anyway. But like I said, you cannot purchase this alone, so if you want to duplicate it, you could do these colors. I just wanted some Mango Melody in there. You can see my Mango Melodies popping off my paper. So, but I have fun making designer series paper for myself. And I have my girls do it for homework. So I can't very well tell them to do it and not make my own. So that was my version. Let me show you these cards that I made with that. That's the designer series paper I cut out with the rectangles. And I used, I believe, powder pink or petal pink, powder pink. And I stamped in Lemon Lime Twist. I used a pink bow, and it's up on dimensionals. And I used a subtle embossing folder right in there, but I don't think you'll be able to see it. I can see it, but yes, that's that one. Then the second one I did was I used the other side of the paper. This is the one side, the flower, and then the other side is like the petal pink, like starbursts. Then I put, very lightly, I did stamped off and did the flower in the background with the little circle things. I stamped "Thank you for all that you are and all that you do." Right now I'm gonna send a bunch of cards to Soldiers Angels. I've been meeting every Wednesday at our library this month, and this Wednesday will be our last meeting. And I have a whole bunch of cards already, so it'll be a nice package to send to Soldiers Angels to distribute cards to soldiers overseas, at home, wounded warriors, the families, So I do that in February. I started it last year, and this is my second year. And then later in the year, like August, September time, I will do another charity. And last year it was, I called it Cards for a Cause or Two. And I did it for Ronald McDonald House and St. Jude's at the same time. Because they actually both, St. Jude uses Ronald McDonald houses. So I had a group of ladies and we just went to town making cards. Anyway, let me get on with my cards. This one I did in Petal Pink and Lovely Lipstick and Granny Apple Green. So a bunch of bright colors in that one. And I used a thank you sentiment on that too. Now I made my own designer series paper, my own background. And in this I used regals. So you got cherry cobbler, pumpkin pie, and then the dark cone, pine cones. And then I cut out a 2 1/4 inch gold circle, gold foil sheet. So the circle, and I did the dies from Wonderful Floral Framelit dies. So that's where I did the leaves and stuff from. The ribbon is garden green, and I threaded it through. I just punched holes in there with the trio builder punch, or detailed trio punch. So I punched a little hole in the top and bottom of the ribbon, or the circle for that. This one I used these dies again, the Wonderful Fall. And it has the edgelit die on it. So this was my front with my DSP I made. And then this is in here as well. I cut another one out, and then I cut the edge off, and I just used the middle to do my sentiment. I put a gold foil behind the die cut part. Let me show you that. The die. That's about it for that one. Okay, this one I did on an angle, and I did a soft suede background, and then that's my DSP that I stamped. I colored this with a sponge doorbell stamped in soft suede, and the Flowers Lovely Lipstick. So that's that one. This one I did a gate fold, and I just did like a array of flowers on there, and that's cherry cobbler. Then this was just a sentiment with very vanilla cherry cobbler and the gold foil sheets, and it's just opens like that. So inside I just have 2 of the larger flowers. The leaves are stamped directly on the paper, on the very vanilla, and then that's a cutout. I cut it out. They will have dies that actually match the flowers and everything, but I don't have them. So there we go. Alright, I'm going to make a really quick card, right? And you'll need some ribbon. I haven't determined exactly how much yet because I haven't measured it. You'll need the Lovely Label Punch, I think it is called. A scrap of Petal Pink. A scrap of Early Espresso. So we're going to make a card similar to this one, right? I'm using the Designer Series paper in this bundle that you can earn for free. I chose the Your Inspiring stamp set just so as I could use the Happy Birthday because I love that font. So that's what we're going to use, that Happy Birthday. So let's put our card together. So I have an 8.5 by 11 Petal Pink. So 8.5. Sorry, did that wrong, didn't I? It's not 11. 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Right, the 8.5 by 11 will give you 2 of those. Right, then my inner piece, my facing, is 4 by 5 1/4. Then my other piece, my little Designer Series paper, is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. So it just barely has a border. All right, so we're going to stick that down. Let's see, well, I'll just use snail. Yeah. do. We'll put that on here. Right, and then I'm going to take, oh, what is this? This is powder pink. And so that, and then a bow. That'll be plenty. So enough to go around your card, and then enough to tie a bow. So I'm going to stick a piece of the tape on here, and a piece on the back too. Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. I want it over on this side, so this is a 1/2 inch wide ribbon, so it makes a very, very pretty bow. All right, put that down. If I can tie it, I'm so used to my bow maker. When I have to literally tie a bow on camera, I mess up. Right, pull, straighten it up. Yeah, 1/2 inch ribbon is really thick. Right, there we go. And pull this loose. Why are you up there? All right, let me do this again. Try again. All right, put you down. A loop. Round through. All right. Oh, maybe I got it. All right, pull it back down. Get those little tails down. Okay, now that's good. Now I need my ribbon and scissors to trim. Trim that and that. There. So you need enough ribbon to tie your bow and go around your card. Now I need the punch to cut out my label, right? And I'll do this one. No, I'll stamp it first. I'm using Early Espresso ink. There we go. And now we can cut that out. Center it on your paper. There we go. Now I'm going to take this label that I cut out in the brown and cut it in half, or close to it. And we'll take some liquid glue. And we'll put it on here. Reminds me of strawberries and cream. Strawberries, chocolate dipped strawberries. That's it. Yeah. Chocolate covered strawberries. Num. Right. Dip your glue in there. And there we go. That should be good. As long as you have a little bit of a border around the edge, and it's not sticking out the sides. So you'll have a gap in the middle there. And we are going to put you on here. Right, I'm going to use dimensionals. So we'll go over the ribbon. Let's see if we can move this over just a tad. Right, yeah, there. Take our backing off. 1, 2, and do that. There we go. So petal pink. Wow, that's nice color. Right. I think I'm going to stick my bow down. Not going to stay down and behave, are you? Good. Right, I think I'm going to use liquid glue on this. That way I have time to move it, so it gives you a little bit of wiggle room to get it in position. So we just stick that down, and there's our card. How's that? There's another very simple, easy card that you can make with this beautiful paper that you can only get for free. Pick it up now while you can, because this is only while supplies last on the Sale-A-Bration products. If you, I'll have everything listed below that you would need to make this card. And I might do some more videos and make some of these different cards with the designer series paper I've made. I might show you how to make some designer series paper. I do have some on my blog if you want to check that out. One Sheet Wonders or designer series paper. Do the search and it will come up with that. I appreciate you watching, and if you need a demonstrator, I would love to be your demonstrator and be honored to earn your business. Check out my blog for all the measurements that you would need and all the products that you might need to make any of the cards I've shown. And I appreciate you watching. You have a great evening. Good night.